All right, you are live. You see that? 2 seconds in right there. Can you see that on the top of the screen?
No.
All right, well, we are live 10 seconds in and we have 0 viewers. But anyways, so it is a Sunday night about going on 9 o'clock here in Michigan. And I am joined by a longtime friend of mine, my boy Easy C, Carlos. So I finally got you to jump on one of these live streams. I mean, how you doing, man? What's going on?
Good, man. Just hopefully not too weird for the audience. They understand it's my first time
Yeah.
ever doing this, so
Yeah, all the technicalities. Like I said, I don't even know if we were live just now, like you were saying. So as you guys know that watch any of my live streams, I'm pretty new at this. Like I haven't been live in like 6 months, so still working things out. We'll get a little background going, a little intro, but pretty much for anyone watching, right here, can you see that?
you got one person watching. Nice.
That's
Nice
my boy.
profile picture. I like that.
Yeah, that's my boy Pete. Actually, Pete Daddy Dollar. He's my new tag team partner. We actually worked a match last night at Super Shogun Wrestling.
Nice.
Went really well. He's got his own channel right there, Wrestling with Horror, does horror movie stuff and pro wrestling stuff too. He reviewed this movie called Killer Condom, and it turned into a gay German porno, and he loved it.
I think you're joking, but
yeah, I'm just
yeah.
But anyways, for anybody watching this live, anybody that jumps in, anybody that rewatches this, Carlos is a really long friend of mine. We've been friends for 15 years now?
That sounds about right.
And just movie nerds, man. We were movie nerds before I ever started making YouTube videos and everything. So I've been talking to you for the longest time to get on here and talk movies with me and everything. And I'm glad you finally did. So pretty much, I'll explain this again when more people jump in or whatever, that this is going to be the Total Recall, not the Total Recall podcast. I just dropped the podcast part. It's just Total Recall Volume 1. And we're probably going to do this once a month and just talk about movies, bullshit, talk about whatever.
If all goes, I guess it would be if you're, people like me, I guess.
Hey, if they like me, they'll like you, man. So once again, Wrestling with Horror, that movie haunts my nightmares. That's funny, man. He, like I said, he does his own channel, good content and everything, and he has a big group of people. He'll have like 5 people on at a time. He has like his posse, and they'll watch movies live and review them. And you ever heard of the movie Killer Condom?
No.
He said he started watching it like halfway through. It's like this German horror movie. It turned into like this gay porn, pretty much. And he's in live stream. He's like, "What the fuck?"
Oh.
So I've been giving him shit about that. I'm like, I know he added it into his top 5 favorite movies.
Well, hey, I mean, when it's live, I mean, I guess you can't really.
Yeah, we're live, pal.
Yeah.
But yeah, what's been going on with you, man? Anything new?
Same old, man. I've been watching these movies on my. I don't know if anybody has like the Roku channel, but they have all these like free movies, just like so many to watch. I mean, these different channels. Like the other day, I watched like Machete. I watched Class of 1984. I know that's
is that the first time you've seen Class of 1984?
Yeah.
Really? Okay, so for one, Tubi, a lot of the people that watch my channel know about Tubi because like it grinds my gears as a horror movie fan when people are like, "Any good horror movies on Netflix?" I'm like, "No, it's nothing." We talked about this like a couple weeks ago. And I think I gave you that big ass list on Tubi. I'm like, you can just scroll through if you're into like 80s cult movies and everything. They have some of the best stuff, and really good movie, really bad movies, but a lot of good movies. A lot of movies in general. You know what I mean? But Class of 1984. When did you watch that? How long ago?
I think it was like a couple weeks ago. It was like I can't remember what it was. Actually, I think it was on an antenna channel. There's like this antenna channel. I don't know if anybody got an antenna, but I have an antenna.
Yeah, we're old school here, man.
I mean, yeah. Well, there's better. Like you said, Netflix used to be cool, but I don't know. Lately, I haven't found anything I really like on there.
They're not good for nothing but like documentaries or like when they have a certain series that's good, you can binge watch or something.
Yeah, it was like this channel is called Movies. It's like channel 2.2, and they had like some special going on, just old school like horror movies. It was like Class of 1984. Then after that, it was that Chopping Mall movie.
Oh, you watch Chopping Mall?
And then, yeah, and then
Don't
after that, it was another movie. I can't remember. I think it was like oh, it was the Friday the 13th.
Oh, when
Like
you start binge watching those?
yeah, I mean, this went on till like 4 in the morning, but finally, I think I had to tap out at like the new beginning. I was like,
So,
all right.
for one, for your first appearance on my channel, you fit right in that you were up till 4 in the morning watching Chopping Mall on Friday the 13th.
I mean, it's just such a treat. Like when I don't know, when I watch Antenna TV, it reminds me of the old school, like, you know, Friday night, this is before like TiVo and on demand. I mean, you get what you get, you
Yeah,
know.
I just heard Andrew Santino. If you listen to, like, the Bad Friends podcast, he was mentioning, he's like, I miss cable in a way, DirecTV, where you could watch stuff, just scroll through, and it's like, oh, this movie's on, Uncle Buck's on. I'm just gonna watch the rest of this.
Yep.
And then Bobby Lee's like, well, streaming, you could just click something. He goes, you could too, is on demand. Like, I like streaming and all, but like, yeah, I do miss that. You know what I mean? But Class of 1984, I definitely want to touch on that because I watched that for the first time a couple of years ago. Scream Factory put out this Blu-ray, and isn't that movie like for one, that movie's fucked up. Like that grape scene is
Yeah.
pretty hard to watch. And what I noticed about that movie is like it gave me a vibe like I don't really care for trauma movies. They look cheap and stupid. Sometimes I like a handful, Toxic, trauma, right?
What is that?
Like Toxic Avenger and Poltergeist, like,
Yeah. What is
So
like?
so Class of 1984 kind of looked that way to me, and it kind of came off cheesy. But then like when it got done, I was like, it kind of came off as like a movie that was like comedic and stupid. But when I thought about it, I was like, there wasn't really one moment in that movie that was funny. It
No,
was pretty dark and serious. Maybe like when he busted up the dude's car, the teacher, and then like I don't remember. It's been like I said, it's been like 2 years since I've seen it. And I watched it once. But he busts up the car and like he gets accused, and he says some snarky ass shit back to that punk ass kid, like to throw it back in his face. But like that main kid that was the villain, like he gets hung from the top of the school, and it's like I almost wish he had more of a brutal like death. You know what I mean? But I love that. Like, didn't they say like the teacher got out of all charges like on some bullshit?
yeah. The little title card they put up at the end, like, oh, by the way, everything, he didn't get charged and it was all good.
Yeah,
I appreciated that.
That teacher, the guy that played the teacher, for one, I thought he looked really cool. He kind of looked like Hans Gruber. You know what I mean? He had that goatee look. And
Yeah.
I thought he was a really good actor, and I looked him up like after the movie, and he really wasn't in a lot of movies after that. Like, don't that trip you out when you see someone in a movie and they're really good, and you look them up and they're like, wow, they did like 3 movies.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering if like that was like the first of its kind of movie where like the teacher goes into the school and like cleans it up, because there's been a lot of movies like that, but I'm just like I never seen one that like old, and I was like, wow, is this kind of like a trailblazer for this genre or something? Like,
I would think so. Like, especially like, granted they were teenagers, but I mean he was killing kids in the high school and everything. I believe that scene with the car in the auto shop was pretty brutal. I just love it, man. It's great. We're like it took them so long to finally fight back. Like sometimes you watch like horror movies, like they don't start fighting back till the third act or even like halfway through the second act a little earlier. But then sometimes you'll watch a movie like that where it's like the last 10 minutes it's like, man, I wish it went longer, that he was getting revenge. But the way he's getting everybody boom, boom, boom right away. I'm like, it's pretty satisfying,
Oh yeah, especially when he put my man on the table saw.
Yeah.
When he, like, and when like I think the girl kind of got off easy. Like,
did he take the table saw through the crotch? Right?
No, he like picked him up and put him like he like slammed him on his back onto the table saw, and dude just, I guess, yeah. Well, no, first he like cut his arm off, I think, on the table saw, and then he like Yeah, you'll have to excuse me on that. I may not have been on some substances watching.
Hey, man, it is what it is. I do remember that girl getting off kind of easy though. But
Yeah,
once again, anybody watching, jumping in, this is a new thing we're doing. My boy Easy C Carlos. We're going to be doing this once a month, hopefully talking about movies, bullshitting, and we got a lot of really funny stories we could get into. I was thinking about this stuff the other day. I'll get into this one a little bit later. Like, oh fuck it, I'll just say it now. You remember that one time I come over to your house and we were just like drinking we get wasted at your house, man. And if anybody don't know, obviously Carlos on the show, huge movie fan. And you remember you were in that phase of collecting a bunch of movie props.
yeah.
Like you at one point bought all those like Foot Clan masks. You bought like all these fake guns and stuff. You're like, this is for the action movie because we're working on the action movie script. I remember one night, like, dude, we got like so drunk, man. You had all those fake guns, and you were like, you just jumped up and like grabbed the gun. You started acting like we're in an action movie. You're like, oh, get down. You point the gun in like one of his rooms because he lives in a mansion. That's why he's echoing right now. It's not because of the mic. He lives in a 20-room house with a 20-car garage. But you were like, get down. You had the gun like pointed like we were like special ops, and you like threw me a gun. You're like, come on, get my back. And I was like, I was right there with you. I was like, all right, fuck it, like follow you around. And we're like clearing the whole house, and like I remember we went in like the side room that was like closest to like your neighbor's house, and you were like, get the fuck on the ground. Like we caught somebody, and then after it was all said and done, I was like, what if like your neighbors were up and could like see your silhouette?
Yeah.
The blinds?
Yeah.
Big gun?
Yeah, I think we had discussed that afterwards. We're like, if we're going to shoot this movie, we need to have somebody like with a sign standing off to the side, like movie filming in progress. Like, because we had some pretty legit looking props there. Like, and we, just because we've seen so many action movies, I think we kind of know the lingo and how to act in them. And I mean,
it's funny too because like making an action movie seems like the hardest because you need like all the explosions and all that shit. But like the stuff we grew up on was like in retrospect is so cheesy that like if we tried to make one and had like a pathetic attempt of making one, it would almost be like right in line. Especially like if you're thinking like Steven Seagal movies.
Well, that's what our movie was supposed. It was supposed to be basically like a homage / spoof, almost of like action movies, like Lethal Weapon and Always Sunny in Philadelphia, which aren't there anymore. But
when they switch blackface in the middle of the.
Yeah, well, ours. I don't think ours was gonna have that, but like, yeah, that's kind of what got them.
That's a no.
But yeah,
man.
Yeah, it was good. It was that was interesting. That was an interesting story.
I got this right next to me. I don't know if you've seen this. I got the original press and VHS of Scream.
Damn. That's my
favorite. What do you think of Wes Craven? What do you think of Scream?
I mean, that's like my favorite, slasher. You've been asking me, I think, for a long time, like, Carlos, what's your favorite slasher? And you always know, like, it's never changed, man.
It is Scream?
It's always Scream. Ghostface. Okay,
I'm losing brain cells wrestling and everything. But, yeah, man, I've been going through this kick lately where it's like I want, like, the nostalgic stuff. I told you I got that TV VCR, the little 14-inch. So it's like I want to just throw this on and let the previews play through. And
real quick, though, where did you get that?
Static Tape Video, actually.
That's like an actual like brick and mortar store, or like a.
Yeah, it's in Muskegon, Michigan. Actually, I've become pretty cool with the owner. Yeah, remember when I sent you that video of me doing the walkthrough? My buddy Harrison, I've become pretty cool with him. The owner, real cool guy and everything, and he's got the biggest selection of VHS in Michigan.
Yeah, that VHS looks in like damn near brand new condition.
Yeah, I'll pop it open.
Oh man,
it was $10. So
Wow.
he has a whole like dollar VHS rack that goes all the way around this back end of the store. Real cool setup with all those TVs and everything. But yeah, if you look at the actual side,
Wow.
it's pretty
The
good
back.
shape.
Man, first thing I used to do in Blockbuster was flip the movie around and look at the pictures in the back when I was like shopping for movies. Did you
Oh,
do
that's
this?
always, yeah. You look at the cover, it catches your attention.
Yeah. You gotta flip it over and look at the pictures on the back.
It's funny when you look at the pictures on the back of this Scream. It almost looks like a thriller, like with these photos.
Yeah.
Doesn't even look like a horror movie.
Well, I guess it is kind of a thriller.
I guess,
I
yeah,
mean,
you're right. You're right. Uh, yeah, and it's even rewound too.
that's, yeah.
When I was a kid, man, I never rewound my tapes. I ain't gonna lie, but
Oh
it's
man.
like just something that's missed, man. Just like going through the video store, like when I was a little kid, that was like the peak of like on my weekend. Like if I'm good in school, we'll go rent movies, and then before streaming was a thing, you remember the days like when we didn't have no money back in the day. We didn't have cable or nothing. You'd have to go to the thrift store. Remember going to the thrift store and buying VHS tapes?
Oh yeah. Like I remember garage sales too. Sometimes like somebody had like a garage sale.
I know,
Yeah.
like back when you come over that old apartment I had back in the day, the Glengarry one. All we did was watch VHS tapes. Remember, we watched Menace to Society like every single time we hung out.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think you might still have like my Menace to Society soundtrack or the tape or something.
I might. I had your Bone Thugs East 1999 forever. I
Yeah.
won't lie, I was like heartbroken when you asked for it back. I was like, well, it's not mine, but
I think
you ever?
yeah.
I got some more. I was thinking about earlier. I should have like brought some stuff for this chat, but I'm downstairs. Obviously, I have some tapes and stuff around me right now. You ever seen this one? Demons.
You know what? I never watched it, but I remember seeing
The cover.
that. Yeah, yeah. Hell yeah.
$65 for a VHS, man. This is the original tape put out.
Matter of fact, that shit was on the other night, the same channel that I was talking about, but I don't know. I think I got caught up in watching something else.
This is one gory movie, man. This is really good. It's one of the most like Americanized Italian horror films too, like on the soundtrack alone. But,
yeah, I always wondered why they stopped making shit like that.
like what? Like
Just like the genre of like 80s horror, why they stopped making it.
yeah, horror died in the '90s, and Scream brought it back, and then we had kind of like the new wave stuff of like they kind of copycatted it of like I Know What You Did Last Summer and Urban Legend and stuff like that. And then they kind of went into the area when you had like a lot of the remakes, Texas Chainsaw remake, this remake, and they got really brutal in the gore and everything. And I think after that, we kind of got into just like, let's remake every movie again. Let's do another Candyman. Let's do another It. Right now, though, it's kind of a good time in horror. They're doing a lot of original stuff. That's why like companies like A24, they do original shit. I heard somebody say that like back in the day, when you would make a movie and put it in the theaters, you didn't have to work. You could be creative because the DVD sales would be so high or the VHS sales would be so high. You could make your money back.
Are you talking about Matt Damon?
Yeah, I think it was Matt Damon.
I saw that clip too. It makes sense what he's saying.
And now nobody wants to take a chance. I think I sent you something too where like they actually were saying like on South Park where it was like, okay, so now we got the streaming services and there's so many streaming services and they just want to put out content. So it became no longer like, let's put in our investment and make something original and make the best thing we can make. It's more like, let's make more and more and more because we need the content. So they kind of like lost the artistic part of it. You know what I mean?
It's quantity over quality. And I mean, I think most people would agree. Like it just, I don't know, like it's not the same. That's when you had the DVDs and the theater, and I mean, most theaters are like putting old school movies. I think I sent you that link that they just put Ninja Turtles back in the movies for like a couple days, and It's
I
like,
think that's like a way like a lot of movie theaters should go in a way. Like it's actually feel I don't know the numbers of like what's hot and what's not right now, but it seems like the theaters are kind of picking up a bit. COVID almost killed it. I don't think theaters will last, but I think like they need to look more to like a market of old school. You know what I mean? Like, hey, we're gonna play True Romance at the theaters tonight.
oh man, that would
And
be.
just to say you've seen it there, you know. At
Mhm.
one point, I was looking into like renting a theater. Like you can like rent out a theater like AMC. I don't know if you guys have AMC's everywhere else like we do in Michigan. I don't know, but like you can rent out a theater for a set amount of money.
The
And
only thing that's not great about that is you can only pick from the movies they have, and there really isn't like
really,
much. Yeah, because like I was gonna do it too, and like they don't really have like that great of a selection. You know, it's okay, but it's pretty generic stuff. You know, it's not like you're you know, it'd be cooler if it was like more of a selection. You know, I get
yeah,
it.
and the funny part is like neither one of us saying that or me agreeing with what you said. We're not even being like pretentious movie fans about it. It's like if you like what you like, go watch it. But it's like, man, like there's a reason like Tarantino is one of the best, and certain directors are the best. You know what I mean? Like as I get older, you know, like they just don't make them like they used to. You know, and that's what I was saying with like A24. Like I'm glad they at least like try new things. They're the ones that put out all like the Death of the Unicorn, Friendship, and just that Warfare movie. I don't know if you watched any A24, but they're kind of an indie company, anyways. Blumhouse was that way before they got fucking gay.
Yeah, I guess in a way it's good that they like kind of broke up the Hollywood like kind of monopoly, doing more indie stuff. But
It kind of sucks that a lot of pop culture shit is just monopolized. Like I get it, they want to make their money, but you want to make your money back. But it's like maybe just don't invest $250 million in a movie like Snow White or some shit. Like just do a couple
oh yeah,
mil, do a couple mil, and make something that has a little like story and passion, and you know makes you feel a way. I was just talking in the video I did earlier, like Night of the Living Dead 1990, the remake, the 4K I got, and it's like I love that movie overall, but like even like the score was so good. There's certain parts of the movie. Have you seen like Night of the Living Dead 1990?
you know, no, because I don't know. Like I've seen there's so how many of them is there?
Oh, just two. The original from '68, and then there was a remake in 1990. But
I
I was
thought
thinking,
well, I thought there was like Return of the Living
oh, well,
Dead.
these are all different. Actually, what happened was George Romero had the rights to Night of the Living Dead, and then his partners, slipping my name, he didn't have the rights to that. So that's why when George Romero made his partner got the rights of the Living Dead, from what I believe. So he got to make a Return of the Living Dead. So that's why the original Night of the Living Dead, and then the sequels are just Day of the Dead, Dawn of the Dead, not Day of the Living Dead or Dawn of the
Right.
Living Dead.
So it's kind of like Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Like there's a lot of them, but only a couple of them have anything really to do with the original. Kind of.
In a way, yeah. Texas Chainsaw Massacre is its own enigma in a way where like they bounce the rights around, and you know, after part two, after that, they started putting them out in the '90s and so on. Those that's one of the weakest franchises besides like Hellraiser and Children of the Corn, or you know what, mainstream wise, you know. But
Yeah.
anyways, like I was saying earlier, some people are in the chat right now or watching. This is my boy Carlos, known him for a very long time. There's going to be a new show we're going to be doing, Total Recall. We're going to be doing this about once a month. You know, we had a little technical difficulties, or at least I did on my end. I'm the one that set this up, but I'm still new at streaming, so I'm going to work on making things a little fancier. He had his professional mic going in the beginning, but the audio issues, he couldn't hear me, so when you unplugged it, it worked. So now we're here. But if you guys got any questions, Carlos is a very knowledgeable guy in movies. If you want to ask us anything, feel free. And until then, we're just going to keep rambling and ranting on as we do. I got something to show you. Speaking of ranting and rambling, check this out.
Oh wow.
Laserdisc.
Detective Kimball. Whoa, no shit. I mean, so
This
you
was
actually
This
you
is
actually have.
static. I don't have one. No, this was
I was
static.
about to say
Look at
I've
$2.
$2. Wow.
I told the owner when I picked this up, I was like, I do not need this, but I need this. I was like, I'm not leaving without a $2 laser disc of Kindergarten Cop. I would like to get a laser disc player. That
I don't think I've ever watched a movie. No, I know I have never watched a movie on Laserdisc.
it's like so out of my range, like that, and like when they did like HD, DVD, and like it's like Betamax or something, or is that more of an audio thing? Like I have no idea about Laserdisc.
I think Betamax was like a 70s, like early 80s thing. It was like a kind of like an A track of like movies, I think.
Speaking of 70s, man, I wanted to make a video about this. I never touched on it, but Boogie Nights, man.
Oh yeah, great movie.
Changed my life.
I think for me, I mean, there's a lot of things I like about it, but I love the transition from like the 70s to the 80s, like the music, the clothes, the actually, I think the director of that movie, he just made a new movie.
Yeah, I did just see that. If anybody out there follows Ken at Mid Level Media, real cool guy. He posts a lot of videos, YouTuber, keeps updates on like Instagram and everything. And he had like the stack of movies. And what was that guy's name?
Paul, I think it was Paul and Thomas Anderson.
Yeah, he had a stack of all his movies, and he was like, "Oh, highlighting all his previous movies while he has a new movie in theaters." And I was like, "Really?" I had no idea. But that movie, man, it's funny, like because you mentioned watching Chopping Mall, and isn't it for one? That movie I believe is like 70 something minutes.
Yeah,
it's real short. Isn't it funny when you look at a movie, you look at the back, and it's over 90 minutes? At least for me, I'm like over 90 minutes. It could be 93 minutes. I'm like, that's almost 2 hours. And you've watched something like 88 minutes. You're like, oh, this will fly by. It's like how 90 minutes is the standard. And then when I looked at a movie like Boogie Nights, I went to throw it on, and it was real late at night, and I was like, okay, well, how long is this movie? You know, I work second shift, so I stay up late, but I'm like, let me see how long this is, just for a reference. Okay, I put it on now, a quarter to this time, it'll be about to wrap up. And it was like 2.5 hours almost. I'm like, 2.5 hours watching this movie. But I threw it on, it's like it started in a time I kind of wanted to speed up a little bit. I'm like, okay, you know, long movie, we could probably cut this or that out. But once it hit like a certain point, especially going to the 80s, like a point like that, you're like, I just want this to keep going. Like I could have watched that for 4 hours.
Oh yeah, like I would say breakdown of Boogie Nights, it's like the first half hour is like about like the porn stuff. The second hour is all just like about his career coming up. And then the last part is kind of like
a Quentin Tarantino movie.
Yeah, like it gets real crazy real fast. And like, I don't know about you, but first time I saw it, I really wasn't like, I wasn't expecting, just like the Tarantino kind of scenes.
No, I was pleasantly surprised when it ended happy, like a happy ending, because like the way it was going, I'm like, it's totally just gonna. It would have made so much sense for it to like end in tragedy.
Yeah, and I mean, it just it's almost like a kind of a joke. I feel like at the end of the movie, like he basically starts off doing what he did in the beginning, but now it's just in the 80s.
Yeah, that's one of the funniest parts. Like everyone has a redemption, except like Mark Wahlberg. I mean, his redemption arc might have been like, "Wow, I shouldn't have gotten on drugs," and you know, pretty much like don't take for granted what you have because it might be gone. And he's happy to be back on top. But everybody else kind of changed their arc, and like he just was like back to what he was doing in the first place.
Yeah,
like you would think in a movie like that, you'd be like, "I'm done with the business. I'm gonna be a farmer and have a wife and a kid and live an honest life." And he's like, "No, I'm gonna give a speech and whip my dick out in the mirror."
Yeah, like I feel like I don't know. I know they don't really give awards for movies like that, but I definitely think what's his face, John C. Reilly should have won like Best Supporting Actor for his role in that movie.
Yeah, he was surprisingly good, man. Like I thought like he had some kind of agenda the whole time, and turns out he didn't. He was just a really good friend.
Right. And of course, the late Philip Seymour Hoffman, kind of underutilized, you know. But at that time, he wasn't really. You got yeah.
I
It
thought
was
Burt Reynolds in that movie, man. I heard he hated the movie, but like his I'm pretty sure Burt Reynolds did win an award for Boogie Nights, but it was like, man, how good was he, man? And it's funny, with a movie like that, like clearly the whole story is about the porn industry, but it's like it turns more into like it's not that. It's like their personalities and the people and their issues. Which I think that's just the best storytelling, you know.
yeah. I'm just curious, like how you, because like when you told me like yeah, I'm about to watch Boogie Nights, I was like, oh no way. I like generally got kind of excited for you because I'm like, oh man, like I know you know you kind of movies you like. I'm like, you're really gonna like.
Yeah,
So I was just curious, like how you even came across like how that ended up on your radar.
it's kind of like when I knew you were gonna watch True Romance for the first time. I was like, oh shit. But just Boogie Nights, man. You know, I'm just a student of the game with movies. You know, like when you collect a lot of movies, you're looking for like new stuff. And I heard a lot of good things about it. And I never seen it. And I bought that movie probably a year before I watched it. Just sat on my shelf, never threw it on. And it was like, you know, I think all collectors kind of have issues, or not issues, but have the same situation. Especially from like people on the outside looking in. I'll be asked like, have you watched every movie on your shelf that you bought? And I'm like, no. But that kind of goes back to the video store days. I'm like, it's something I'm interested in. But like, I don't throw it on right away. Like, I know I want to watch this, and you know, I'm guilty of having movies that I've never watched in my collection for a long time. But it's just like depending on the mood, when the time is right, you go to the shelf. What am I going to watch? What am I going to watch? Just like the video store, you're browsing, and just like that night, like it was late at night, and I was just like, Boogie Nights. Like, just seems like it's time.
Yeah, yeah, no, definitely, definitely one of the favorites. One of my favorites.
I didn't mean to get distracted, but you know, I showed this copy of Demons earlier, and I looked over and I realized it's got the horror sticker on there. I didn't notice that,
Oh wow.
like the actual horror sticker.
Yeah, that definitely came from a video.
You know, I would very good. This tape in particular is in really good shape. Look at that.
Yeah, no, like
I don't even think I mentioned this either. I got the original pressing of Demons 2 as well.
wow. Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know who owned those, but man, my sleeves like that were all messed up back in the day, and I wasn't even like that hard on them. Maybe I just watched them a lot from pulling them.
I think that's what it is. Like, because I did a video earlier talking about like Night of the Living Dead 1990, and that was the first VHS tape I ever bought, and it might have been the first like movie I ever bought. And it's like I just watched it all. When you're a little kid, you watch it over and over and over again. Like I own Billy Madison. I watch Billy Madison like every fucking day. You know. Oh, right here got Nick B. What up, Nick B? How you doing, man? He says, "Have you guys seen Weapons yet? You seen Weapons, Carlos?"
I have not, but I heard that was something to watch out. So I probably will be seeing it. But yeah, I definitely have heard a lot
It's
of
the real deal.
yeah, I've heard a lot of because I follow this news. I don't know what you call it. I get these notifications on my phone like, what's the good movies that have just come out, and that was one that popped up. Like, yeah, this is.
I heard that one was really, really good. It's you can get it right now and stream it, but it's like $20 to watch it. And I'm a physical media guy, you know. I'm showing off VHSs, so it's like I think the Blu-ray or 4K or whatever comes out like the first week of October. So I'm like, so next week I'll just wait.
Oh, so
It makes me want to look it up. It got me excited. I'm like, I still don't know what the movie's about. Really, I kind of stayed away. Like I have an idea. I've seen enough that I can kind of put it together. I seen these photos of that creepy lady with the red hair, which was actually, I believe, John Candy's girlfriend and Uncle Buck. Plays the role of this like creepy lady. And another example looks like she didn't play many roles in between. Because I looked up all the characters after I almost started crying watching Uncle Buck because it was so good. But yeah, I seen that. So I would imagine like that creepy lady's like controlling the kids and making them into weapons or something. If I had to guess, but there's been, like I was saying earlier, there's been a lot of horror movies that people are talking about that are that good. Like we've all heard how good Sinners is. I haven't watched Sinners yet.
I don't think I
bought it, but I haven't watched it yet. So the story
yeah.
continues.
I was about to say that was one I didn't see yet. But the Weapons movie, what made me kind of want to watch it was because it almost didn't come out because
Really?
of because I guess some people found it controversial. Yeah, I mean I'm sure it takes a lot to for you and me to be like whoa, but I kind of want to see like what was so controversial about it. I don't know. I think maybe because it was about like
Kids being involved.
yeah, it had something to do with kids. So
Like when I was talking to you about like August Underground, you remember showing you like the clips of that? Remember that, like the found footage shit with the guy?
oh yeah, yeah. Well, that was kind of crazy,
But I'm like, why are people getting offended by this? Like, if you don't like it, don't watch it. Like, you know what? Like Taylor Swift or whatever, Cardi B, just popular artists. Like, I don't listen to them. I don't care that people don't listen to them. I hate when you'll hear people modern day of like, how do people not know who Ozzy Osbourne is? I'm like, well, that's on the parents, man. They ain't got nothing to do with me. If someone don't listen to something I like, that's fine.
right. Yeah, no, definitely. I've never agreed with the idea of I don't like it, so like nobody can watch it. It's like, come on, man. And then second of all, it's a movie, man. It's supposed to make you feel some type of way,
Yeah, like
yeah.
that. Yeah, that's the whole point. Like when you get a movie that makes you like sit on the edge of your couch after, and you're just like, you just stare at the credit. You watch the whole credits, and you're like,
There's a movie. I don't know if you've ever seen a movie called An Eye for an Eye. You ever seen this movie?
No. When's that from? Who's in that?
It's from the '90s, right? It's got Sally Field and Kiefer Sutherland in it, right?
Oh shit.
Kiefer and the plot of the movie is Sally Field's daughter, her like teenage daughter, gets like raped and killed by Kiefer Sutherland at the beginning of the movie, right? And so Sally Field like tries to rely on like the cops but the cops like let him go. So then she kind of takes matters into her own hands. But the point is, this movie, Kiefer Sutherland was so like convincing at this movie that some people that saw it like don't like Kiefer Sutherland personally because of how good he was in this movie, and he was really good. I mean, it's a really like messed up movie. It's like a revenge movie, Sally Field like kind of goes after him when the cops like fail to do their job or whatever. So yeah, it is an intense movie, very intense. But it's just amazing how like even as a little kid, I was like, whoa, like I probably shouldn't have been watching it when I was.
That's the best part. You mentioned watching as a little kid. Like how many movies we watched as a little kid?
Yeah, but for Kiefer Sutherland, then to have him come out with like doing a show where he's like Jack Bauer 24. Did you ever watch that show?
No.
24? Yeah, I didn't really watch it either, but I was kind of one of those people who was like saw him in the what was that movie with Corey Feldman where they were like the vampires?
Lost Boys.
Lost Boys, yeah. I saw him in Lost Boys, so then to see him in like Eye for an Eye, I was just like, whoa. But I was like, man, that guy's a really good actor because, yeah.
I like him in Stand By Me, Kiefer Sutherland.
Yeah, he's a good actor. I mean, definitely a good actor. That going back to what we were saying about movies making you feel some type of way, that was just a movie that stuck out in my mind as like, man, yeah, it probably was pretty hard for him to take a role like that. But yeah, that
probably have to get like what do they call it? Like what was it when you're in character, in and out of scenes, like method acting?
Yeah, I mean,
get that mindset that he's insane, something to that'd be pretty like unsettling to play a role like do that. But that's what defines a good actor and everything. We got another here, Nick B. Looking forward to the Scream Factory Shocktober sale. Got a few titles I want to pick up. Hope it's a good sale this year. Now I'm not sure if you're even aware of Scream Factory, Carlos. They had their 13-year anniversary. They're like a boutique label. They put out a lot of like cult horror movies, like all stuff from the 70s, 80s, 90s, and everything. Great label. They've been a little lazy lately, but to answer the question, Nick, I'll say I don't think I'm picking anything up on that sale because I feel like I have most everything I want from that company, and I'm about to go on vacation on the 17th for Scarefest in Kentucky. So I'm about to spend a lot of money there. So I'm trying to keep my money. I got that Nightmare on Elm Street Steelbook box set coming Tuesday. That's gonna be about $200. So gotta pinch a little bit. But let me know what you're picking up, man. And I know Carlos. I know you're not like that big into collecting. I know we were talking somewhat recently about like I was explaining like all these boutique labels to you, and you were about to get back into recollecting. You had one of the first like really good collections, like back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I would come over, I remember you always had that movie shelf at the end of your hallway.
You always say that, but I never thought it was. First of all, it was just random movies that I picked up, along the years. I never really like got into collecting, but I always thought it was cool that you were like, wow, these are really good movies. Like,
yeah, but it was like 50, maybe 100 movies. And at our age, in our early 20s, not many people had just Purple Rain on deck, like to watch anytime.
This is Spinal Tap next to freaking like Die Hard.
Yeah. I mean, that's the fun part about collecting too. Like, if you were to like look at my movie shelf, like there's really good stuff and there's really bad stuff. But it's like I always say for people collecting, like, don't get into it so much and worry about what everyone else is getting. Just make it a representation of yourself. Like, I got a lot of stuff I bought without, like a blind buy, they say, without knowing what it's about or seeing it, that sucked. But for the most part, everything in my collection, whether it's someone else might not like what I have as their favorites, it's like I love everything in there. Like,
right. That's one thing. That's one thing too. Like going over somebody's house, like back in the day, looking at their movie collection, you could kind of get like I always like kind of was like, man, this is like, say they had something really random in there, and I was like, well, I don't know about this movie, but if my friend's got it, it's probably something I'd be interested in too.
That's how I feel like if someone looks through my stuff and they're like browse, and then they're like pull out a movie and they go street trash, what's that? I'm like, oh, let me tell you. Someone reaches on my shelf and they pull out the Bikini Car Wash Company 1 and 2. I've actually never seen these though. This was like a pervert purchase at Static Tape. I was like, it's like 80 double feature of 80s comedies, the Bikini Car Wash. Look at these broads. I was like, yeah, I'll check this.
Surprised it's still in the wrapper.
Hey, you remember this one? I've showed these in videos in the past, but look, Mac and Me.
Oh yeah! Wow. See, that's one I never saw, but I remember that cover, kind of. That character, that little, yeah, I do remember that one.
You ever seen these Vinegar Syndrome VSUs?
No, what is that?
It's like their like nicest like release boutique, like their premium release. Let me try to open this up.
Yeah, I gotta say, you were definitely right about collecting. I know I was like, oh man, we got streaming now. Like, why are you buying movies? But you were right, because sometimes these movies, when they come on streaming, they're like missing like whole parts. Yeah, they're like edited, and it's like, or like you said, whenever they want, they could just take it off, and like when you have it, like you own it, it's yours. Like you don't really own it when it's on streaming.
So, dude, check this out. I'm going to show you how they put these releases together. So we got the cover, Mac and Me. There's the spine, artwork on the back, right? But then it opens back. The spine unfolds. It's magnetic. Got the artwork right there. And look, you even got this little leather or this little strip to pull the movie out. Artwork inside.
Oh wow.
And when it comes to the movie, it's got a booklet. And the movie itself that's in that case is in a slip.
Mm.
And then the movie itself.
Wow. How much did that run you?
This is $50.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
But they don't release these like they don't release like 10 of these a month. They do like barely one a month. But
Yeah, but like
us
me,
collectors for nerds, you know, we want the best stuff we can get.
I was gonna say, you know, it's worth it because, you know, nobody, you can't go to like Walmart and like buy something like that, you know, like
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, like kind of worth it.
exactly. Nick says right here too. He says, "Collecting gets addictive. Nothing like the joy of nostalgia looking at a movie collection brings to you. Like you just look at the whole shelf. You know, I just bought all these. I bought this whole box of wrestling tapes, like ECW tapes.
Oh wow. Yeah, no, I definitely have to say,
You
yeah,
whole box, bro.
Nick B is definitely right because that used to be a thing for me. Was like every week going to Best Buy, and like every Tuesday they would come out with like something like when I remember when Kill Bill came out 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
I had bought a real nice like set that like it had all that stuff in it, kind of like that. But
Hey,
buy what,
in-
Amazon.
in arm's reach.
Yeah. See, that looks different. Yeah.
1 and
See,
2
that looks
4K. Still haven't watched these yet.
Okay. Yeah, see, back at that time, I don't think they had 4K. Kind of aging myself with that, but you know, you ever seen that shit?
But Grease?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
I actually just saw it for the first time like a couple years ago. But I
Not
mean,
bad. I grew up on it though. You know, I like.
yeah,
the
I mean,
song.
I like John Travolta, so you know,
These are ones I showed like months ago. I still haven't put back into my collection, but
I was just watching that movie the other day.
yeah, there's a big reason I'm not recording like in my normal area because I'm in the process of just every like quarter part of the year I got to tear everything apart because I do everything alphabetical like a nutcase, and then the shit just stacks up, and then I get halfway through reorganizing everything, and it's just a mess, man. I got stacks of movies everywhere.
Funny
Porter.
thing, you know,
But hey, man, I was gonna say, see, man, you're not out of the loop exactly. Just even mention going to Best Buy. That's something a lot of people that collect, like, because there's a pretty big community on here of like collectors talk about like nerd stuff, and it's like a certain place in all of our hearts, like Best Buy, because they used to have everything. And then just even mention Tuesday, 'cause that's still a thing, man. Like every Tuesday, like, I got some like sites on my phone. They'll tell you like disconnected or Ken at mid-level media. They'll post stuff like here's what's coming out Tuesday, and I'll scroll through the multiple pictures, and a lot of times I'm like, shit, I need that.
right? Like, I remember it was like CDs back when CDs were a thing. CDs and movies, and like I don't know. I'm trying to remember. Back then, I just remember it was a lot of like I used to buy a lot of like comedy movies, like Waiting, and like.
Waiting is underrated. That's a pretty funny comedy.
Oh yeah, no, most definitely. And it took me forever to figure out that girl in Waiting was Roxy from freaking Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Like,
Remember she was that was a prostitute, right?
yeah.
Remember she told off Dennis, man? She's like, fuck off, baby dick.
Yeah.
I've told people before, like, if you want to insult another man and really get to their soul, just call him baby dick and just watch either they can play it cool, like, huh, or just like, just watch the anger in their
Like,
face.
damn.
Let's see. We got Pete Day Dollar again. Wrestling with Horror. Anybody watching, go subscribe to Wrestling with Horror. He's talking about the woman that was in Weapons. She was Shanice Kobloski from Kobloski Tires in Uncle Buck. When I watched
Yeah.
when I rewatched Uncle Buck, bro, I almost started crying when the movie ended because just like I love John Candy so much, and I haven't seen that movie since I was young. Kino Lorber is putting out all these comedies, SNL comedies out on 4K. People argue for comedies don't need to be on 4K, but if it's a movie I really like, or if I don't own it, I'll just get the 4K. And it's like he was so good in that movie, in his arc of like all the kids liking him and packing them in a good way, his nephews and stuff. And then the very end, like he's leaving, everything's all good. And it's like a freeze frame of John Candy, like, and I like my eyes watered up.
He definitely.
A little bit that night, and I'm like, John Candy.
Yeah. What did he pass of again?
I get a heart attack.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're right. I wanted to say that, but I wasn't quite sure. I get him, and I didn't think he like died of an overdose or anything like that.
Who do you get mixed up with? Farley?
Belushi.
Aykroyd. Belushi's a little before my time. You know, I love Animal House and Blues Brothers, but my favorites that passed would have to be Farley or John Candy, the ones that hit the hardest for me at least. Got another one from Nick B. He says, "You display your VHS on shelves like you do your 4Ks and Blu-rays." I do for now because I don't own many. I just got back into recollecting VHS. I'm gonna have to get another shelf, so I'm gonna put one right here to my right, one of these spinning racks, and that's gonna be like my VHS and all my old DVDs because I don't really want to throw them in a tote. You know what I mean? And we got, let's see, another one from Nick B. He says, "Think she's in Streets of Fire too, if you've ever seen it." Streets of Fire. Streets of Fire. Okay, I was mistaken that with To Live or Die in L.A. Have you seen Live and Die in L.A.?
Not like beginning to end.
That's directed by the same guy who directed Scarface. That's a really good movie. But Nick, actually, now that you mention that, Streets of Fire is a 4K I know that Scream Factory did put out. So I might actually pick that up. Do you know if the sale operates through Amazon as well, or if it's just a site exclusive? Because that is one I would like to check out, like that and War Games. And I would like to get, actually, now that you mention all these Scream Factory releases, I would like to get the original Red Dawn, the Steelbook. Would be one from Scream Factory I want to get. You'll have to check it out, Carlos. I'll have to send you links to some of these sites for like Scream Factory or Arrow Video and just browse through their titles they put out. Because a lot of these boutique labels, a lot of them focus on like horror in particular, but it's all cult movies. Like I just showed you a copy of Mac and Me. They put out movies that like we love. You know what I mean? Like stuff that, you know, not necessarily blockbusters, you know, cult movies, nerd movies, you know.
Right. Well, just like I think that's like the thing. Back in the day, we used to have movies that weren't with like the best actors or the best, but they were like really entertaining. You know what I mean? Like I feel like nowadays, you know, it's like everybody's going for like an Oscar or something, and it's like, you know, it doesn't have to be that serious, you know. Like
it's like in Tropic Thunder when Ben Stiller was like cherry picking to try to get the Oscar by playing Simple Jack.
Right. Yeah. Like, or what's his name? Robert Downey Jr. And he's like really, really method acting, like in everything he does, like trying to get, you know. But yeah, that's another really underrated movie. I feel like I didn't really. Took me forever to realize that was Tom Cruise. And
yeah, same here.
Dude, I was like, no way, really? And I was like, no shit.
Jonathan asks, have anything you guys seen Rapid Fire with Brandon Lee?
I haven't, but props to Jonathan for even knowing who Brandon Lee is. Brandon Lee is would have been an amazing. I mean, I know everybody knows The Crow, but Brandon Lee, man, he would have really been.
When they put out that 4K The Crow, I was in like the group of like I watched it as a kid, and the reputation it gets, you know, the goth girls back in high school with the Crow hoodie on, and I'm just like, oh, the Crow. I watched it. I'm like, oh my god, like that's another one. I was like, wow. But actually,
Yeah,
Rapid
Rapid
Fire.
Fire.
I'm gonna make a note of that and look into that.
I was about to say I'm gonna have to check that out because Brandon Lee, he only made so many movies before his timely passing. But
Looks like it's an action movie too.
oh yeah, yeah,
At a dinner party, art student Jack Lowe, Brandon Lee sees mafia gangster murder his Chinese rival. Jake is assigned to the custody of corrupt FBI agent Frank. Okay, I'm gonna look.
no, let's say I'm in.
Say less. Say less.
Right? Yeah,
Good
I'm
to know.
in.
I wonder if if that's got a good release or not.
You know,
Nick says you like Streets of Fire, cool movie, definitely one to add to your collection. Yeah, definitely, man. I'm gonna actually once I get off the stream, I'm gonna check that out. And I don't know how good the sale is, but yeah, that's one. The cover alone made me want to buy it. But
Ray, Brandon Lee and Dolph Lundgren made a movie together.
Really?
Showdown in Little Tokyo, man. It's
I've
great.
heard of that. I haven't seen that.
Oh, it's great, man. You got it. Great classic. Yeah, great movie.
Looks like we got the most people we've had in here all night. So I just want to say once again, this is going to be a monthly thing. This is my boy Carlos, I've known for a very long time. Finally convinced him to get on here one of these live streams and talks movies. He's not a YouTuber or nothing, so he didn't know if, he had his reservations of doing this. But I was like, dude, let's just talk movies. It's fun. So this is going to be something we're going to try to do once a month. Total Recall show, podcast, whatever you want to call it, and we're just going to bullshit and talk movies. And he's got a big echo right now because he lives in a mansion.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
No. We had technical issues. He has the mic. It just couldn't hear me for whatever reason. We went live. We said, "Fuck it, we're going live."
Right? Seriously.
Yeah, I know. Are you interested in checking out that Smashing Machine movie with The Rock?
I don't think it's a new movie?
Yeah, he like portrays Mark Kerr like when he's fighting in like Pride FC back early or the late '90s. There's a documentary with the same name that's really good.
Yeah, I like The Rock. I mean, I don't think I haven't seen like all of his movies, but yeah, I mean, The Rock. Come on, man. People back in the day, like Jabroni, People's Eyebrows.
It comes out like the 3rd, I think. But like I said, I'm going on vacation on the 17th, and I'm going to come back Wednesday. But I took off the rest of the week. I go to work Thursday and Friday. So I think what I'm going to do is something I've been wanting to do for a long time. I mentioned it before on this channel. I want to go to the movie theaters and watch like 4 movies straight. Just hang out all day.
Wow, that sounds like back in the day, go to do that. I used to do that. Mom would drop me off at the movies and just be there like with my friends all day. Just we in between movies play the arcade games and shit.
Yeah, maybe go to like a special store and get certain like Michigan gummies, if you know what I'm saying, and just spend the whole day there.
To tell you the truth, I mean, I'm kind of ashamed to admit this, but I couldn't even tell you like what's really playing in the theater right now.
I don't know either.
Yeah.
But there should be some stuff coming out by then at least. All right, Jonathan says Rapid Fire is only on DVD. So that might actually be one I'll try to find on like streaming, or might even be on YouTube. Some certain movies they'll put on YouTube. I hate to say it, I don't collect much DVD anymore, but ironically I'm starting to collect VHS again.
Well, I hear it's all about 4K now, right? 4K is like kind of the
It depends, man. It's really just your taste. Certain movies are, work better for that. Like I'd say, I'm not a fan of Marvel movies or superhero movies, but those would probably look really good. Movies that have colors that pop, or like I know when I watch Jaws on 4K, just the water, it looked like I could put my hand through the screen and touch the water. But there's a lot of movies like you don't have to grab on 4K. Actually, I think DVD is still the highest selling like physical media by a lot, actually. But
probably because it's like cheap.
Nick says the Rocks must have been off the juice. He shrunk a lot. Yeah, he really did, man. Like that quick too.
Him and Batista, man. You seen Batista lately?
Yeah, I think I would say I'd forgive Batista a little more because he's older, but they're probably about the same age.
Yeah, no, The
Rock was
Rock.
ahead of his time in wrestling, but Batista got into wrestling when he was a lot older. But
Yeah, no, I noticed that last time I saw The Rock. I was like, wow. I was like, yeah, he must have. I don't know, like either stopped taking something or.
it's on Amazon and Vudu, the Brandon Lee movie. I might just get the DVD, man. you know,
I mean, from the synopsis or the description you read, seemed like I would like it. So it's like might as well.
yeah, it's probably really cheap. It's probably like $5 on Amazon, the DVD.
Right.
I guess pretty much like I don't really get DVD, but if there's something I want to watch and it isn't like on like a Blu-ray or 4K, but not streaming either. I don't want to say it's my last resort, but
Yeah,
you know,
Street
I
Fighter.
just want to keep upgrading. That sounds like something that probably get released sooner or later through one of these boutique labels. Like I wouldn't be surprised if like Kino Lorber or especially like Vinegar Syndrome put that out eventually. Because I don't know if you don't really know about Vinegar Syndrome, Carlos, but like they're known for like they put out a lot of bad movies. That's the Macamee one I showed you. They just have the best packaging. There's a cult following for that company.
So did they put out a Street Fighter?
No, but I almost bought that. Like
Yeah,
because I think that's a studio release to put out a steelbook of that. It looks really cool. You could just what does he say that's I get it for that speech alone. Remember he's like you could go home, just go home. And Jean-Claude Van Damme's giving that speech. Who's the villain talking about? What was the villain's name in the movie?
Bison.
He's like,
Colonel
"First,
Bison.
I'm not gonna let somebody become the next Bison wannabe. I'm gonna get on my boat, go downstream, and I'm gonna kick Bison's ass."
That movie is very. That movie. There's a lot to say about that movie.
They're making a new one right now.
A Street Fighter?
Yep.
Really?
Cody
Oh,
Rhodes,
shit.
Cody Rhodes, and I believe Roman Reigns are in it.
Really?
Cody Rhodes is. He's playing the blonde hair guy with the flat top.
Oh, that's Jean-Claude Van Damme's character, Guile.
When you put it that way, that makes me sick.
Who's Roman Reigns playing?
I don't know. A Samoan.
Wow, that's pretty crazy. I didn't know that. I'll have to. That might actually be one. I might have to go take it to the theater with that one, man.
I know, I'm gonna go to see the new Mortal Kombat when that comes out. I like the last one they put out.
Really? They're coming out with a new one?
You remember how they put that new one out around COVID?
Yeah, I remember that, but
I liked
I
it.
didn't know they were making a new one.
Now, if you want to buy physical media, that's a good one to pick up. That Mortal Kombat because I believe like the 4K is like $5. Like it just
I
keeps
remember-
going down.
I remember we were watching that shit at your apartment, and me and Travis were getting really in. Like, you guys are like, you were making fun of us, like, man, you guys are like so lame, like, because we were like cheering and shit, like we were
Almost
little
in
kids.
tears cheering on Mortal Kombat.
Hey, man, that shit's hype as fuck, man. You guys, good man.
Toss on Mighty Ducks, and I'm gonna lose my shit. You know.
Right? Like, come on, man. You got to admit.
Wrestling with Horror. Once again, guys, subscribe to Wrestling with Horror. John Candy was a treasure. His movies are rewatchable to no end. I grew up on his work. Yeah, I know. I was just talking to Wrestling with Horror Pete about The Great Outdoors. I watched that recently. That one, man, so good, so
I
fun.
don't think I ever saw that one, but definitely, I enjoyed his voiceover work too, where he's like a voice, you know.
That's got Dan Aykroyd in it too.
Mm.
He's so that's good, man. Let's see, we got Black Glove Reviews. What's up, dog? Evening Savages just dropped in to say hi. Have a great evening. Thank you, man. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Funny you say that. Savages. We used to own 50/50 a recording label called Savage Records when we were in our early 20s.
Shit. Still
Thank
do.
you. Jonathan says, "What is your favorite TV show?" For me, I really like The Simpsons from the one episode, their first episode from 1989 all the way to like 97. So the first like 7-8 seasons of The Simpsons. Always like South Park a lot. I'm a big fan of Workaholics. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. And a big fan of like Shameless. Those are kind of my go-to shows. What about you?
Yeah, you kind of took. Yeah, I would say the same thing. Trying to think. Me on the spot here.
I do like Stranger Things a lot too.
I never watched that show, but I heard good things about it.
Same.
I liked American Horror Story for a little while, but then it got kind of like I don't know. It kind of got a little not redundant, but
I know me and Carlos are big fans of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Like so
yeah.
many inside jokes about that show.
I still have yet to. I need to watch the new season.
It was really good. It was good.
Really, I was
Yes.
kind of mad. I was kind of mad that they took off all those episodes. They took. I was like, man, because like,
Well, you gotta buy the physical media, man. That's a one show I don't own don't own those on Blu-ray. I've always been meaning to pick them up, but when you buy a whole show on Blu-ray, it's like, do I really want to spend $200 on all these?
yeah, I know you said South Park. Have you seen the new South Parks?
I was watching the new episodes, maybe like 3 episodes in, but I haven't finished the new season. It was pretty funny though.
I think because like yeah, for a while it seemed like they got a little like kind of lost their edge a little bit, but then they came back. Did you feel that way too? I kind of
Yeah, I think like the specials they put out on Paramount Plus were pretty funny,
yeah.
but the seasons were getting kind of stale and everything.
That's
Nick,
what I thought. I thought
Nick,
it was just me.
2.5 Men.
Yeah,
That's
right
one.
on.
That's one when you're talking about like when cable was a thing. Like it's just like they're playing a bunch of 2.5 Men episodes. You're like, let's just throw this on and watch it. And that goes hand in hand with a lot of those shows at the time, the sitcoms and everything. Roseanne's one I should throw in there. I really like Roseanne as well. It's one of my
I was
favorites.
gonna say there's this channel on Antenna TV called Cozy TV. They have like all the old
Like
90s.
Filio or whatever. Is that what you said?
It's called Cozy TV.
Oh, okay.
It's on the Antenna. It's like channel 4.2. They got Roseanne, like all the old 90s shows, all those shows.
You remember the Roseanne Halloween episodes?
Yeah, there was actually one on the other day where they were like trying to scare Roseanne, like the whole episode.
But she was the king of pranks, but then they get her at the very end.
Yeah.
I might throw on Roseanne tonight, honestly. Just sit back and chill. It was like an actual real family, like how people actually act.
It takes me back to like the 90s. Oh, nice.
It says Sons of Anarchy, MC Mans, The Walking Dead, Fear of the Walking Dead, Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul. Oh yeah, Walking Dead actually. I was really into that before they kind of went downhill. That was a really
fun. Did they do a spin-off? Like there's like The Walking Dead, but it's like about one guy or something.
They did a lot of spin-offs with that one.
Yeah, that's why it's too much for me to like keep
3 or 4 spin-offs, and I bought this really nice box set of all the Walking Dead episodes on Blu-ray, and I plan on like going through them, but it's like, that's like 10, 11 seasons. When am I going to really want to? That's going to be a long time to watch all that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like I think the best thing sometimes with stuff like that is just like pick a day and just back to back. You got like all day, just binge watch back to back. I need to actually do that with Sons of Anarchy.
I've never seen it.
Really?
A lot of people have been telling me to watch it. I look like I love it. Like my profile on me, like, yeah, that guy watches Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah, I could see it.
You look like you watch Better Call Saul.
Yeah, no.
But shoot, man, we're at 1 hour and 9 minutes right now, so we're probably about to wrap this up sometime soon. So if anybody's got some more questions this last minute to ask us, we'll be happy to answer them before we wrap up. So we got one right here. What's your favorite Friday the 13th movie out of the franchise? Ooh. For one, I love the first 8. The first 8 that were released through Paramount. No other horror franchise is more consistent. I like Freddy vs. Jason. I like Jason X. The only one I really hate is Jason Goes to Hell. But for me, I would say my personal favorite would be Part 6 with Tom Matthews. but very close. My opinion on this could change. I love Friday the 13th Part 4, Final Friday. I believe it was Final Friday, right? Don't want to fuck that up. But the Friday the 13th Part 4 might be the best slasher movie of all time. But what about you?
Was Jason X the one where they were in space?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no. I mean, that one was good, but I got to go with the original, man. The killer reveal, that always got me, man. You
I
know,
respect that because a lot of people talk bad about that one.
really? No, man. The killer reveal when she's like, you know, it's Miss Voorhees and she's all sweet and like, "Hi, honey, are you okay?" And then like she gets all, you're like, "Wait, hold on a second. Like, what the hell?"
Part 2 is really good, too, and it's Sackhead Jason.
I never see.
Jenny, the main girl, she's probably the best main girl in the finals because she had like the history and psychology. So she like used the psychology against Jason because he has the mind of a child. So yeah,
Yeah,
you can't go wrong with the first 8, even though I think 7 and 8 are weak. And as fun as Part 5 is, I think it's overrated.
one had one of the best jump scares in horror movie history, in my opinion. Number one.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm talking about.
Yeah.
See, I don't want to. I'm sure everybody on here knows what we're talking about, but to anyone who haven't seen it, it's so good.
You know, that's a franchise I can go back. Speaking of Scream Factory, you know, they put out the big box set for that Friday the 13th. That's a franchise I can literally binge watch that. I could watch them all back to back. They're just so good. And let's see, Jonathan says about The Walking Dead. The Walking Dead, Daryl Dixon, The Walking Dead, Dead City. See, that's 3 spinoffs already. He agrees with you, man. He likes Part 1 and Part 2, and Jason Lives, which is Part 6. So yeah, pretty much. I got like a Friday the 13th shrine like above my like setup where I record. It's all the way above the shelf, so you can't really see it. But I love Friday the 13th. I've been for like 2 years in a row on my birthday to go get a big ass half sleeve because in like in a humble way to say it, like the job I've had last 7 years is a pretty good job, and like I hit a point where I'm like I can afford to like just get tattooed the fuck out if I want, and I want to get like a big Friday the 13th thing. I just haven't done it.
I mean, sure, why not? Sure. I used to have the mask, the glow in the dark.
Oh, from like the video game?
Like back in like from like Spirit Halloween when I was like a little kid or whatever sold masks at the time.
I need to take a trip to Spirit Halloween soon.
Yeah, it's about that time.
Yeah.
I forgot.
But with that being said, guys, I think we're gonna wrap this up. So like the video if you want, and let us know if you want us to do another one of these. Like I said, this is gonna be maybe a monthly thing. I'm not known to go live very often. I started like 6 months ago and kind of just stopped doing them. But this was an idea we had. Like I said, I've known Carlos forever, big movie nerds, and you know this was originally going to be just like a 80s and 90s action movie show, but we're like, let's just broaden the horizon, just talk movies and tell stories. So we'll definitely be doing another one of these, probably one a month. Who knows? Maybe more than that if we're feeling froggy, but we shall see. But Nick says, enjoyed it, guys. Thank you very much. You got any final things to say, my dog, Carlos?
I just want to say, I appreciate everyone who, showed up and showed us some love. And, I apologize if I'm a little shaky. Like I said, it's my first time. So I'll get better, get more experience, hopefully.
Yeah, I think you did great. I think everyone thinks you did good. And like I was saying earlier, too, I'll hash out a lot of these editing things. I'll get better at this, add a little intro, a little background. We'll get our technicalities, all that a little better for everybody. But yeah, I'm glad you joined the show, man. We could talk movies all day long, and I think you did a great job, and I had a lot of fun.
Me too.
But with that being said, we are going to get out of here. Everybody, enjoy the rest of your night, and don't work too hard tomorrow at work. Actually, call in tomorrow. Say it on me. Killer Pizza said I'm not coming in, but. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Really appreciate it. Blood Guts Gore. Check you next time. Peace.